What's up, guys? This is an OU match on Pokemon Showdown. This is a new team. I'd only used it once before this, testing out Pinsir and Regigigas. I've used everybody else before, and I decided to go with Zapdos as my defensive wall over Skarmory just because I have Torkoal too, and I know on one of my other teams I have them both, but you know it is a little bit overkill, and I like to run Zapdos sometimes, so... Anyway, I'm going to lead off with Pinsir, predicting his lead with Tyranitar. And I just go straight up for a close combat. And this is a Dream World Pinsir, by the way. So I got off my Moxie. Sure, it's cheating if you want to call it that. But anyway, he goes to Gliscor, and I just want to see how defensive this thing really is. And so even with my Moxie, it only does 30%. And he's going to get off a Hone Claws. And my initial thought right now is, that's cool, I can just go to Milotic and Haze. But then I forget that I have Regigigas on this team over Milotic. So I go to Zapdos, and I'm just going to Hidden Power Ice, and he's going to die. And so now his whole team, more or less, can get swept by Pinsir. So I'm just going to fodder this guy out is what my plan is. That way I can get Pinsir in for free. And so the first turn I sub, predicting like a Toxic or something like that. But he protects, so I roost, and I'm like, hey, I made Regigigas able to take a Seismic Toss by one hit point, so I'm going to do that. But of course, the first turn he uses Toxic as I paralyze him. So right now I don't know his set, and I just want to make sure that he's not sashed. I mean, I know like sashing a Clefable is way out there, but you never really know. So I can see now that he has lefties, so I go to Pinsir as I know I can take a Seismic Toss with this guy, and so I'm going to go for my close combat, and he protects, so I'm going to go for another close combat, and surprisingly it does not kill. But he's paralyzed, so all that really did was stall out another PP, and he protects again, stalling more PP, and honestly I do actually... come close to running out. So he goes to Fortress, and now I really can't do anything at all. And I only have 2 close combat PP left, so I have to go to Umbreon. And I do believe the first turn I Heal Bell, that way maybe I can get going with Regigigas again. It is a new set, so I was wanting to use it, and sometimes that affects my gameplay, but... Anyway, I go to Torkoal as he switches to Ferrothorn, and I was like, okay, that's cool. So at this point I realized that he's running both Fortress and Ferrothorn, which is pretty weird. So this turn I'm going to Lava Plume. I really don't think he's going to go to Heatran. But anyway, I go for the Lava Plume, and I get the Burn. And so this turn I'm predicting he's going to go to Heatran. So I straight up just go ahead and... Rapid Spin, and I'm thinking I'm going to die from Toxic, but you know, I don't really need Torkoal anymore because I'm going to start sweeping soon. But I do live, and I'm like, hey, I might as well keep him alive then. So I go to Umbreon, and he misses his Will-O-Wisp, which really does not matter in the long run. So I wish this turn, and he goes for Metal Sound, and I was like, you know what, I don't really want to play this game. I know that Jolteon can most likely live a Fire Blast, because it is... Jolteon does have some pretty massive special defense for how powerful it is. So I Volt Switch out because I don't think I can one-hit KO with Thunderbolt, and I go to Regigigas because Regigigas is very specially defensive, and I expected to take that a lot better. But anyway, now I just Volt Switch out because I know another Volt Switch will KO his Heatran. And so now I go to Pinsir, and I only have 2 close combat PP. So, and I go for Earthquake as I see that can pretty much do work also. So I get the KO, get the Moxie Raise, and he goes to Heatran, which was not very smart of him. So now I get another attack raise, and he has 383 attack, and that's doubled right now. So he goes to Fortress and Volt Switches, expecting that to do some damage, and it does not. So now he's going to Protect, looking to get some more Sandstorm damage on me. But, you know, it doesn't matter. And if he was smart, he would go to Fortress that turn and fire that out, and then he could Protect, and I would have died from Sandstorm. But whatever. I swept with Pinsir. So that is how boss Pinsir is. And, you know, I really wasn't expecting, like, I'm not a fan of Moxie, and I wasn't expecting it to work so well. And since this is really my first time using Pinsir, I mean, I used in a match before, but I didn't really get to use him. So since it works so well, that impresses me pretty much because I really wasn't thinking that Moxie would benefit him too much, but it did. So I'm happy with that. That was the game. See y'all later. Goodbye.